Started at 6 o'clock and the video's already gone.
Ain't that cool?
Okay, now we're gonna have to socially distance because.
What was that? What was that?
Return to me. So we're live on YouTube now. Should be good to go. It might have been Chief Cimino talking. I don't know, is anybody else logged on yet? Okay, so we're live. Okay.
But we need to exit because I started on this at 6. Right?
Yep. It says it's in progress. Thinking that we already started it when we clicked on it early. You got your bugles? You don't have them yet?
Oh, they done it there. I would already bought.
Didn't have anybody come in.
I may. What are you talking? What's it? You talking? The rest is
So this here, guys, those of you who are talking, you have to kind of talk behind the podium because this is going to be live stream. So when you stand here, it's automatically going to pick you up and the camera's going to pick you up. And then you can belong in the seat. So you'll talk here, and then whenever we get started, we're going to kind of turn the laptop that way and shine it that way. When we start the actual opinion, we'll kind of pull it up. So that's broadcast. Also. Yeah, mask off when you're up here talking. If you don't want to do that. I got to do both of us out here, or what do you? I don't think I've seen one where everybody. I got another. What is? I don't know what I did.
Don't look Carl Lewis either. Floyd would forget half of it.
Call down something. Yeah, you'll come up here and do it so everybody can hear you. You can do the Pledge of Allegiance. I see flags everywhere. Yeah, here's the flag. Here's your flag right here, Adam. Flag. Yep. And Spencer will be logged on. He'll do the invocation. And then you'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. Sound good? Hey, Hood. How are you? You want to get some pictures real quick before we start? Or? Yeah. It's your call. It's up to you. It's up to them. These guys. He wants to take y'all pictures, so go with Matthew.
Got 10 minutes.
I call helmet Matthew.
Yeah. I said the same thing. I have no idea. Oh, yeah.
Is that the sound coming from us?
It's coming from
You know, you can. You know. Did it you did it?
Louis, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, I got all you, I got all the viewers out there muted, so I'll unmute you when it's your turn, okay, buddy? How's the weather down there? Give me a thumbs up. All right. Yeah, I mean, if you want to sit. Hey, Spencer.
You want me to stay muted?
What was that?
Can you hear me? Hello.
Hey, Spencer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute you again.
Okay.
All right, how are y'all doing this evening? We're getting all the technical stuff worked out. The mayor is about a minute away and then we'll get started. And I think Chad, where's Chad? Chad. Oh, there's Kiefer. He made it. Okay. Hey, buddy. We were waiting on you. So now we can start now that Kiefer's here. Nah, I'm just kidding. How are you, man? We're going to try to get this audio right before we. Hey, Chief Cimino.
Yes, sir.
Gently talk, and I'm going to try to turn the volume down. The door to the volume compared to the annex is locked. So just kind of say some things, and I'm going to try to adjust the volume on the laptop.
10-4, what do you want me to talk about?
How about now?
Can you hear me now? Tested 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I won't go down. Okay. Just talk at a slightly less than normal voice, Spencer and Louie, okay?
Will do.
There you go.
Say something now.
I'm here, sitting here in Orlando.
There we go. Cool. All right, we got it figured out now. Captain Burgess, as smart as he is, he's like right up there with Roger Self and Bobby Hefner. Okay. All right. Okay, I think we got all the technology stuff situated, and I think we've got all of our attendees and all of our families here. Appreciate everybody coming out. This is the something that we like to do in the fire department called the promotion ceremony. For those of you who don't know, we get to do it. We got to do it quite often here in the past year or so, but here recently, as the department grows and kind of stabilizes, promotional opportunities are kind of far and few between. But before we get into that, I do appreciate everybody being there. I thank the mayor, Kincaid, for being here, and Matthew Hood, Human Resources Director. I see Chris Trasinski. She's a big shot over at MIM. She's here, and appreciate all the family members being here. Before we get started on too much, Spencer Dunlap is online. He's up here. He's the guy in the fire department chaplain shirt. He's going to be doing our invocation for us tonight. So I'm going to turn it over to Spencer for a minute, okay? It's all yours, Spencer.
All right. It's so good to be able to pray. So let's pray together, okay? Father God, we're so thankful that we have the opportunity to do this. And I'm so thankful that we can even do this in different places around the country. So Father, I just want to thank you for these families, the families that have supported these men who have worked very hard to get to the place that they are. I pray that you will encourage them and strengthen them always. And I pray for those that are being promoted today, that you give them encouragement and strength physically, strength emotionally, strength mentally, and strength spiritually. And so, Father, we pray for protection over them. I pray for a sense of joy and hope every day. I pray that you will protect their eyes and their ears and their minds from things that are so difficult. But I pray, Father, that you'll help them to be a band of brothers connected together, helping one another always. And so, Father, thank you for tonight. Thank you for this celebration. Let it be a time of joy together in Jesus' name. Amen.
All right. Thank you, Spencer. Firefighter Simon. Firefighter Simon is going to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. If everybody could, please stand up. Flag's right up here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Thank you, Firefighter Simon. It's good that you didn't need a cheat sheet for that. All right. So again, thank you everybody for coming out. This is I mentioned earlier, this is a rare opportunity, one, because we're promoting and like I said, in a stable fire department, that's kind of experiencing not a whole lot of growth. We're kind of stabilized over the last few years. And these promotional opportunities don't come up very often, but when they do, they're awesome. And tonight's even more awesome because we actually get to promote somebody into a rank in every rank structure that we have. So engineer, captain, and then division chief. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. I did want to put first off, I want to say, Spencer, I apologize. I didn't get with you before this, but I'd ask if we could just keep Chief Fireball. He got called away on a family emergency up in Missouri today. And if we could he wanted to be here, but he's dealing with some issues that nobody likes to deal with. So if y'all could just keep him in your thoughts and prayers, I'd appreciate it. And then Chief Cimino, wave Chief Cimino. Chief Cimino is on vacation up in Florida, and he wanted to be here for it, so we made the Zoom application happen. So, and I think there's some family members and some firefighters that are logged on also. So, Mayor Kincaid, I mentioned here, the mayor of the city of Cabot. Mayor, would you like to say a word or two before we get started, or I don't want to put you on the spot here, but you're always ready to talk, right?
Well, a bit like this, I am. Hey, thanks, family, everyone, for coming out tonight. This is awesome. This is a great opportunity. I don't want to take away from the ceremony because we need to get this thing started, and I know everyone's pretty excited to be here, and we've got some attention deficit disorder going on in the room, and that's okay. I remember those days. But hey, as your mayor and as these gentlemen out here, firefighters and EMS, I just want the family to know that I'm here for these men, and I will do anything in my power to give them what they need to do their job successfully. I'm behind them. I support them. And this is just a great day to celebrate what they do, who they are, and to let them proceed in the ranks of the Cabot Fire Department and to make us more and more proud of our city and who we are. So once again, gentlemen, the 5 that are getting promoted and the rest of you, thank you for all you do. Thank you for being here, and thank you for having a team approach and support of one another. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, Mayor Kincaid. Tonight's I said it before, but it's kind of a unique opportunity. So when you promote throughout the rank, just so you know, there's steps and processes that go along the way. The first step is getting hired into the fire department, which is kind of a grueling aspect on itself. You have to You have to first off run 1.5 miles. You have to do a certain amount of push-ups. You have to do a certain amount of sit-ups. You have to climb to the top of our ladder truck. You pass all that, and then you move over into the written portion, which I'm ashamed to say I barely passed it a long time ago. I just took it for the heck of it. And then I took it and I shared the results so nobody would see them. But it's a difficult test to pass. And passing the practical and then getting into the written test, once you get done that, then you have to sit through a grueling interview process through some seasoned firefighters, captains, and chiefs, whoever we pick. That happens. It's kind of a different every time, but we usually have an interview panel that they go through. And then those people have to say, yeah, this person is good, and they rank everybody. So it's hard to even get into the door to be part of our, part of the brotherhood here in the city of Cabot. So, but we want it that way because we want people that are here to want to be here. So then you have to come in, you go through training. I mean, I'm sure most of you have had to endure your significant others being away for months at a time for training in the beginning, first year of employment. You go through all that through the first year, and then you learn your job, you learn your truck, you learn the men that you work with. You work hard day in and day out. And if you survive for 3 years, then you get the opportunity to test for engineer. So I'm sure most of you know, all of you know, that the engineer is the person that operates the engine or ladder truck, whatever he happens to be on. He's responsible for getting everybody safely to the scene. He's responsible for making sure that there's water delivered to the fire and that the crews get home safe every day. Once you go through that training process, there's another pretty grueling testing process to become an engineer. Lots of math. I would never be an engineer if I had to do it, You go through the engineer, you get promoted to engineer, and then you have to survive another 3 years as an engineer. So during the course of an engineer, you serve as a company officer in the absence of the officer, which is captain rank. And you have to prove yourself and prove your abilities to lead and make good decisions. And it's kind of a 3-year grooming period for the next role, which is, we call it the front right seat. It's the captain position in the truck. And if the mayor ever decides he's done with me as a chief, I would want to go back to be captain on a fire engine somewhere, because it's the best job on the fire department, in my opinion. They get to do all the fun stuff. They kind of get a little bit of responsibility, but a taste of being what a battalion chief goes through. But it's a great opportunity. So, but again, more tests, more interviews. You have to be an engineer for 3 years. So by this point, if you hit all your ranks, if you hit all your time cycles and those promotional opportunities, you've got 6 years on the department at this point in time. And then you get to be a captain. So, and again, best job in the fire department, Louis, right? Chief Straczynski, he's in the back, right? You guys, you can enjoy it. So tonight we're promoting 2 of our firefighters. Firefighter Baldwin and Firefighter Alley are being promoted to engineers, and 2 of our engineers, Engineer Moore and Engineer Yandell, right? Yeah. Engineer Yandell are being promoted to fire captain. So extremely proud to move these guys in this direction. I'm also, as a department, we're kind of making history tonight in this next promotion. For the first time ever in the history of the Cabot Fire Department, we're actually going to be promoting what we call a division chief. And a division chief, and as a department grows and their members expand, the departments expand, the divisions of labor become more complex and they're harder to get accomplished. So the battalion chiefs are primarily in charge of operation and day-to-day operations of their assigned shifts. And there's lots of stuff that kind of needs to still be done. So a lot of departments will have different divisions. They'll have training divisions. They'll have fire marshal divisions. They'll have just a safety division. They'll have a public education division. It just depends on where you want to go. But the division chief is in charge of that particular division of the fire department. So, and he uses the resources that are provided by the city and, human resources, from people and from leadership. And he's able to get those projects in those areas of the business to make sure that we're tight on them and that we don't lose focus on those areas. So tonight, Captain Bobby Hefner, he's going to be promoted to division chief. And the divisions that he's going to be over is fire marshal and safety and training officer. So the fire marshal aspect of the job, most of you, I'm sure you know what a fire marshal is. their primary responsibility is to make sure that the buildings in the city of Cabot are safe, that they're all done to code, that they're inspected, that they're all held to a standard to keep all the occupants and the tenants safe in the building. So they also, he's also going to be in charge of safety and training for the fire department. So he'll kind of coordinate and kind of direct the training activities of the fire department. So, and this is something we've been trying to get for a long time. I know Human Resource Director over here, Matthew Hood, he's been pushing it since Mayor Kincaid's come into office. And I mean, they've both been a big advocate of this, and it worked out to where we could get it done now, and we're going to do it. We're going to move forward, and it's going to be a better, safer city and a better, safer fire department for it. So I'm excited. I'm pumped. As you know, one thing, when I was interviewing for this job, one commitment I made to Mayor Kincaid is that I'm going to put the right people in the right position. And if they're not ready, I'm not going to put them there. I can stand in front of all y'all tonight and say that I don't hesitate pinning badges and bugles on anybody that's being promoted tonight. I think they all are outstanding people. I think they're just not only great firefighters and captains and leaders, they're just great all around people. They help their community. They serve their community. They've been involved in the fire department. They're just awesome people. And I'm proud to be a part of them. So we're going to move into the introductions of the promotees now. We're going to kind of speed this along. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the engineers. We'll progress to the captains, and then we'll go over to the division chief here. And I'm going to call each person up, and then they have a representative that's here with them that's going to kind of talk about them a little bit. They've been their supervisor for a long time, their colleague, their mentors, and they've all wanted to say a few kind words about them. So without further ado, Engineer Baldwin. Now, speaking on behalf of Engineer Baldwin is his captain, his most recent captain is Captain Luke Tischler, great guy. And at the end of the presentation, Chief Cimino is also going to speak a few words about all the candidate pools. So here is Captain Luke Tischler.
All right, got my 4-page letter here, so. All righty. How's everybody doing this evening? To kind of expand upon what Chief Boswell said, take a look around the room, see all the changes that have taken place over the last 12 months. The appointment of our new fire chief, Chief Boswell, promoting Battalion Chief, Chief Struskinsky, then Captain Leggett, then Engineer Dusty Skinner. And we got the new rescue vehicle in. We're adding the division chief, Chief Hefner now. Now we're promoting Engineer Yandell to captain and Chad Moore to captain as well. And then Engineer Baldwin and Engineer Alley. So it's really exciting to see all the changes that have taken place over the last year and see everybody moving up. Baldwin, or Bubba as I call him, he hired on with us February 2017, went through rookie school and EMT school. And after he graduated, I grabbed him up to be my firefighter on Engine 2. We worked hard, we trained, and we laughed even harder. Swimming challenge comes to my mind. Can't begin to explain how proud I am of Bubba. I watched him go from a young married man to an instant father in about 3 strikes of a lamb's tail. He'd work nights unloading fuel rail cars at the train depot, then come to work at the fire station. He never missed a beat. Most of the time, we'd never even know he worked the night before. There's many times we'd be at the station and get looking around wondering where Bubba ran off to. We'd find him in the bay washing the engine. Because in the morning during chores, we may have mentioned at some point in time in passing that the rig was dirty and needed washed. But there's no need to worry because Bubba was on it. And he never complained about anything. The thing that I'm most proud of is all the hard work he put in to be a great dad to his 3 children, Tyler, Levi, and Macy, and the time he put in to train to be the best engineer he could be while raising those kids. The engineer's position is hands down the most important job in the fire service. Not only do you have to make sure your rig is ready to go every morning, but you're responsible for the personnel in the vehicle and everyone around you, as well as you have to be able to Do that on very little sleep and react in a split second. Several years ago, I had a conversation with then engineer Chris Leggett and firefighter Baldwin about the direction of the department, and the dynamics of the department are changing and changing for the better. And you can look around the room and see that. So congratulations to everyone that's getting promoted tonight. I'm proud of everybody.
Where do you want me to go? All right. I'll tell you what, if we have many more promotions, Captain Tischler is going to be quite the speech giver, right? Good job, Luke. All right. So the next engineer that's getting promoted is, round of applause, Austin Alley. And Captain Woodruff. Captain Woodruff is going to come to the podium and say a few nice words about engineer Austin Alley.
Okay, the air kicked on, so I'm going to try and speak real loud. I'm super privileged to have gotten to work with firefighter Alley, now engineer Alley, or soon to be engineer Alley, for off and on for his whole career. As his captain, I've got to be his captain for the last roughly 4 months. Before that, a couple of years ago, when Austin was first hired, I got to be an engineer working with him. Austin's an incredibly hardworking guy, both at the fire station and away from the fire station. He's worked with an ambulance service. He's worked installing pools. He builds furniture. He does all kinds of stuff. And each of those things he does away from the fire department, he brings something to the fire department with him. That's an incredible gift to have. That makes him a jack of all trades. He's incredibly hardworking in that aspect. His attitude, he's one of the most positive people I've ever met. Every day, he's super consistent. He never has anything bad to say about anybody or anything. He just rolls with the punches every day. He's an incredibly caring guy as well. I'm sure his family can vouch to that. He's a great dad, loves his daughter, loves his wife, and does everything for him. He's the same way at the fire station. He loves the guys he works with, and it shows, and with patients on scene, with the public, when we're out doing school demos. He's always positive, always teaching, always learning from other people. I'm just super excited that he gets to take the next step in his fire department career and become an engineer. Look forward to everything you're going to bring forth, Austin.
We can talk about Chad. All right. Thank you, Captain Woodruff. The next promotee that we're going to announce has been on the fire department for 8 years now, right, Chad? 8 years. I was proud. He kind of started working with me first, so I kind of take a lot of pride in him. But no, Captain Chad Moore, and Captain Woodruff is going to speak on his behalf also.
Okay. I've also had the privilege of working with soon-to-be Captain Moore, off and on, both of our whole careers. Chad started right at a year after I did on the fire department, and we have been blessed to move up the ranks together. Chad's we were on squad together for what, a year and a half. That's where we both cut our teeth. For those of you that weren't here at that time, squad was a dynamic vehicle for the department. It ran roughly 80% of the calls and had the two newest guys on the department in it. So we had some serious adventures on it, to say the least. Chad's an incredibly confident and driven guy. That's something he's going to bring to the captain's role. He's a strong leader. There are some guys within the fire service that you can see their first day there, that they're going to be a leader even as a rookie firefighter. Chad's one of those guys. Day one at the fire department, he was already taking a leadership role and up and running from the back seat. He's super engaging with new guys. That's something I look forward to watching him do and even learning from myself, how he interacts, especially with young firefighters, and mentors them and brings them up with strong values and strong skills within the fire department. Chad's also a family guy. He's got a big part of his family here. Just like Austin, they support him. They help him make him better. So just like Austin, I'm excited to see what you do, Chad. Congratulations.
All right. And then another gentleman that I had the privilege of hiring in and working with right off the bat. Where's he? There he is in the back. Captain Yandel. Who's going to speak on Yandel's behalf? Captain Hinton. Captain Joshua Hinton is going to say a few nice words about Captain Yandel.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for coming. I was privileged enough to be able to work along with Captain-elect Yandel. We got together 2 Octobers ago, and it's been a wild ride. I can go on and on. I mean, we got stories. Helmet. We have Faulkner's biscuits, but yeah, it was truly an honor and a privilege. As I was looking across the room, 4 engineers I have had the pleasure of working with that are now captains, and Captain-elect Moore and Captain-elect Yandel are 2. And when you start with people, you want it to be this way, and each one I have learned so much, and I personally have grown from each one of them, especially the last 2 here. We are very fortunate. As I look at this with Chief-elect Hefner here, this is an extraordinary class that we have coming up. Look, great things. I was not looking forward to letting Yandel go, but he's ready. He's ready to take his crew and make it his own. So everybody, have a blessed day.
All right, thank you, Captain Hinton. Last but not least, Chief Hefner. Some of you may or might know this, but I've kind of had a colorful history with Cabot Fire Department. I've left and came back a couple of times. Most recently, when I came back in 2009, at the time it was firefighter Hefner. We were all together out at Station 4 with another guy that's no longer with the fire department, but Bobby we've worked together for 3 or 4 years since then. We both got promoted to captain at the same time, went through the same testing process, got promoted to captain at the same time, and we've kind of paralleled each other working through the ranks throughout the years. I had the privilege of being his battalion chief for almost 5 years, and now as chief for almost a year now. And I've got to say that he's a great guy. I mean, he's very dedicated, very detailed, very analytical, and he talks over my head about 90% of the time. So he can dig into a set of plans and start spouting stuff off, and I don't even know what he's talking about half the time, but that's why he's good at his job. So he's great at explaining things in great detail to people when they have questions. He doesn't leave anything out. He's been in the fire service for 25 years now altogether. He worked in Camden a little bit before he worked here, and then he came over here. And how long have you been here now? 19 years. Yep. 19 years on the Cabot Fire Department. So it's great. He's got a monumental challenge in front of him as the first ever official fire marshal for the city of Cabot. And but in years past, the fire chief of the department also served as the fire marshal. So I don't want to carry a gun. I don't want to arrest people. So Bobby wanted to. So I said, great, let's let Bobby do it, So I just want to be the good guy, But Bobby does like ruffling some feathers every once in a while. He's not scared to getting somebody's stuff if they need it. So I'm proud of Bobby, proud of all you candidates that are going to be promoted. I can't, I don't know, I don't have the words or the grammar to properly express what I'm feeling right now, but maybe Louis Cimino is more colorful than me. I'm going to turn it over to Chief Cimino, see what Chief Cimino has to say about you guys. So here's Chief Cimino.
Well, we'll start this off with a hey. I just wanted, I'm down here in Florida. Apologize for not being there, but I wanted to be a part of this promotion because as I was telling the guys, this is like our second largest promotion in doing things. And we're leading the way to our brighter future and moving at a quicker pace than I ever thought we would with the guidance of Chief Boswell. So starting off, I'd like to say congratulations to everybody from the new guys becoming captains, new guys becoming engineers, and Chief Hefner. With everything, they had put a lot of effort into building their pride and building their craft to fill those positions. And they spent a lot of time doing that. I know we went through a lot of the interview process with, as we are I'm on Zoom now with Zoom, that came out of this COVID problem. And we've been doing things just a little bit different to lead our way to that future. And when we move forward, just maybe just a couple of words to give everybody move forward. Just, we got to take that knowledge that we've got, start turning it into experience. And for the two guys that are becoming captains, it's time to start looking at that leadership role and building that teamwork. And then, as I told Engineer Skinner at his engineer promotion, you engineers, now guess what? It's time to start training to be captains. So we control everything that we do, and it's by controlling our energy levels. So now you're on the spotlight. Keep that energy level above 500, and we'll just make this happen each and every day. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, Chief Cimino. So now then, without further ado, let's get some badges pinned on. Does that sound good? All right, so for those of you in the YouTube audience here, the Zoom audience, what we're going to do is we have a table set up on this direction. We're going to turn the camera that way. We're going to have each candidate come up on the other side of the screen. They're on this side. We're going to have them come over here and let their family members come up and pin them on. Okay, so bear with us while we reposition the camera. And then Engineer Baldwin, if you'd like to come over here with your family, and then we'll get this thing started. Great time for pictures. All right, Dad, Chief Baldwin, let's do it. All right, give us 1 second here, Chief, and I'll come over here. Is that good? All right, so. Remember where they go? Okay.
Congratulations.
All right, so next up, Engineer Alley. Moving on, these next group of candidates have a lot more stuff to pin on, so you got to bear with us on these ones. But all right, without further ado, Captain Moore. All right. Captain Moore, everybody. All right. Let's get old, God, I want to call you what I want to call you, but I can't. Let's just call him Captain Yandell. Don't badges too. My wife told me when I was promoted to captain.
I see it.
Sad part is probably not having it over the shirt. All right, Captain Matt Yandell. Thank you. No, never mind. I can't say that either. Okay, now to make a little bit of history here tonight, let's get Division Chief Hefner up here. I think she did. That's what we did. Flip this thing back around here now. All right, how'd that go for Louis? Did y'all see everything okay? Did you hear everything good?
Real well.
Right. Good deal. Okay. Well, again, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Proud to be part of it. Mayor Matthew, I appreciate your support and these initiatives and what we've done. You guys out there in the audience, firefighters, you guys, we wouldn't be anything without you guys and without the support of the family. So just y'all are all part of our extended family now. I mean, whether you're a firefighter or a firefighter's family, and we love and appreciate all of you. We wouldn't be able to do what we do if it wasn't for y'all's support and the understanding and the allowing of yourselves to give time with your family to the fire department. So I know my wife, sometimes I'd come home and I wish I was back at the firehouse and vice versa. You know, she wished I was at the firehouse now. She's still not used to me being home every night. So these guys, just know this, that these officers and these engineers, these leadership roles that you have here, we do everything we can to make sure that you guys come home. We're going to do everything we can to make sure they're trained, that they're safe, and that they're able to spend their off days with y'all. That's our number one mission, our number one focus is family here. And if at ever you feel like we're taking too much time away from the family, my door is always open. Give me a call. I'm always there for anybody, whether you're in the fire department or outside the family, outside the fire department. You're all part of our family. So, and if there's anything that I could ever do for y'all, just please let me know. And you guys in the back, y'all the bread and butter, y'all the salt of the earth. I appreciate you. These guys appreciate you. There's a cake and snacks up here. We just asked that we're going to have the two engineer Gabe and firefighter Taunton. They're going to be serving them just to kind of sort out the social distance. So if you're kind of in line, you can just funnel through, just kind of space out apart, and he'll hand you the cake and the punch and all that stuff. So keep socially distanced. But y'all, we have the room all night. Y'all stay around as long as you want. You know, socialize together, get to know each other. We're going to turn the Zoom video off here in a minute. So Chief Cimino, you got anything else you want to say? Or Chaplain Dunlap, I appreciate you being on tonight, and I appreciate you being here. So before you all head off, though, we're going to close. Firefighter Simon's going to once again return to the podium, and he's going to close out the official part of the ceremony with the firefighter's prayer. After that, feel free to socialize and mingle. All right. Firefighter Simon.
When I'm called to duty, God, whenever flames may rage, give me strength to save some life, whatever be its age. Help me embrace a little child before it is too late, or save an older person from the horror of that fate. Enable me to be alert and hear the weakest shout, and quickly and efficiently to put the fire out. I want to fill my calling and to give the best in me, to guard my every neighbor and protect his property. And if according to my fate, I am to lose my life, please bless with your protecting hand my children and my wife.
I think we all are all still together. Y'all can do what you want to. But you guys up here. Go here behind your helmets. Just kind of hold your helmets and kind of spread out. Make sure you line up the room. Alley. Yeah. All right. You guys grab your